Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in the digital world. We're going to look at a pencil today, actually two versions of the same pencil. Let me thank my pencil pals Duffy Moon and Joseph. Thank you, Duffy. Thank you, Joe, for sending me these Staedtler Norica pencils. They both sent me these Noricas that were from 2014 production, and Duffy also sent me a 2015. And so I have come to understand that the production of the Noricas from 2014 are very much coveted for being just these wonderful pencils. And apparently there was something going on in that production year that wasn't going on in subsequent production years. And the pencils, while still good, aren't quite as good as the 2014s. So I wanted to see for myself what it was all about. I'm going to tell you up front, if you see this little red mark on the ferrule, that is my mark that I put on with a marker, just to more easily distinguish between the two. So sans mark with the plain ferrule is the 2014, with the little red on it is the 2015. So we could compare and contrast these. So I'm going to try to get a little closer here. And let's just look at the physical specimen itself. So I think one can see quite easily that there are differences in just the imprint. So the imprint on the 2014 is a tad smaller, and I'm trying to negotiate the light and the focus here. So you can see that it is light. It is one, it's in a brighter foil on the 2014, but you can also see it is a smaller font on the 2014 than on the 2015. I would also say the paint on them is a bit different. The 2015 looks to be a bit more matte finish, where the 2014 looks to be a bit more glossy. And even the ferrules are a bit different, and I doubt that the light's going to pick this up, but the finish on the ferrule is brighter on the 2015 than on the 2014. The ferrule, they're both, silver, but the 2014 is just dull. It's not bright, and the 2015 is bright. Other than that, the ferrules look fairly similar, but they even look, now in closer inspection, the design is slightly different. I can see where the creases have been stamped into the ferrule. The lines are a little bit different. They are both crimped on. You have a white eraser that's crimped on, and it's crimped on to the end of the pencil. So if we go down then to the points here, I think they both came pre-sharpened. I'll tell you, the Sharpen Job on the factory Sharpen Job on the 2014 is better than the 2015. That may just be random. Hard to tell. The wood on the 2014, I see more of a grain running through, and on the 2015, I don't. It's just kind of a rough cut of the wood. So I don't know if the wood itself is different, but perhaps the camera can pick that up a little bit. Let me see if I can get let me get a closer focus here. There we go. Maybe you can tell. The wood is slightly different. But yeah, the finish definitely is different. There is an imprint in the 2015 FWL that is not in the 2014. And perhaps those of you who are more schooled in the Staedtler line could share with me what that FWL means, if that's some sort of indication of where it was produced or when it was I'm not sure what that is, but there's no such imprint on the 2014, although if we come in on the other end of the pencil, it looks like a C4 imprint on the 2014. So there's physical differences between these two pencils. And hard to say what the difference is in core. At first glance, I think it's an optical illusion. The core almost looks a little larger on the 2014 than on the 2015, but I'm wondering if that's not because of how it's sharpened. So we'll see. Let me get some paper and we'll do some writing to try our two here side by side. I'm going to start with the 2014. Nice pencil. Smooth, dark. Let's try now the 2015, and I'm using the factory sharpen here. Okay. Also a nice writing pencil. I do notice that I can feel a difference in the core as it moves across the paper. It's definitely a bit scratchier. You may even be able to hear it. I don't know. It's not as smooth as the 2014. A nice writer, though. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can see where people have a preference over the 2014, just in the short amount of writing that I have done so far, because it is a really nicely smooth pencil, quiet. You get a little of this feedback, but just enough without it feeling scratchy. Again, the 2015 is not a bad pencil at all, but I think you can hear the scratch a little bit. I don't think it's certainly, yeah, you don't have the same smoothness. I think you also don't get the same darkness. I think the tone of the 2014 is ever so slightly darker. Let's try erasing. They both have a white eraser. And of course, Staedtler makes the Mars plastic, which is an excellent eraser. I don't know if that's what's on the tips of these. And these pencils are, let's see, 2014, 7, and 6 years old. Here's what I'll tell you, though. I don't know if you can see, the eraser on the 2014 actually did a better job and took a lot less of the paper off than did this one. I mean, look at that, and look what I got here. I don't like that eraser on the 2015. The one on the 2014, I mean, if you look at the grid lines on the paper, you can see how I've lost some here and I really haven't there. So this gets the eraser award for sure between the two. Let's just try Mars plastic on both of these. And it does a fairly good job, I think. Try a magic rub. Okay, let's try a Pentel. What else? Pink carnation. Foam eraser. Okay. Art gum. And one more. Here's a Noricas. Okay. Well, there's a little shadowing. I'm going to say for the 2014, erasability gets a B+, and on the 2015, erasability gets a B-, C+, and in part because of the lousy job that the attached eraser did on it. All right, let me go back to some more writing with the pencil, the 2014. put a point on this. And I guess I'll sharpen this one. Okay. And they both seem to sharpen well, but I'm telling you that the wood does seem different between the 2014 and the 2015. Okay, well, so now I have experienced it for myself. The 2014, the 2015. There is definitely a difference, no doubt about it. And I would have to say overall, based on, you know, I mean, the finish and the appearance is kind of subjective, but based on just the core, how it writes, its performance, its erasability, the 2014 does seem to be a better pencil, and one that I find a more pleasurable writing experience. Not that the 2015 is bad by any stretch. It's still a really decent, good pencil. But it just doesn't have, this has a more luxurious kind of feel, a better quality feel than this. So I don't know what Staedtler did. They obviously changed something. I think they changed, the wood is different, I'm sure of it. And I can see too by how it sharpens. They did change the formulation of the core, or it was produced in some sort of different way. So, yeah, now I know. Now I know when people talk about the Norica from 2014, why they like it so much. So, thank you for hanging out with me as I did compared and contrast these two Noricas. If you like what I do, please subscribe, share, and like the video. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon, right here on Always Analog.